Florida. Hey everybody, it's Tom here from the company Code, author, educator and public speaker. Today I'm going to discuss a holiday or multiple holidays in Orlando, Florida in the USA. I have to be really straight here. I'm English, I'm proud, I'm from the UK, English heritage, but I must say this, America as a country, as a place, is somewhere I really admire. I admire the people, I admire the landscapes, I admire the culture, I admire the diversity, the food. I can't speak highly enough of the country, alright? My first experience of visiting the USA was way back in 1998. Yeah, you heard me, pre the year 2098. Me, my father, mother, my granddad and my grandmother, brother and sister and a friend of my dad went out to the US. Having never visited those shores before, it was a remarkable experience. Now, Florida, what do you think when you think of Florida? Do you think of the 192? Do you think of Disneyland? Do you think of Orlando's Universal Studios? Do you think of the flea markets? Do you think of all of it? Because when you go, you're experiencing all of it. And my experience of America for the first time was a bit surreal. And I'll come to why later, and you'll laugh actually. So we first got out there, we went in the springtime. We deliberately avoided autumn because of the hurricane season, and we avoided the sort of really warm summer months. When I say warm, I mean when we went out there it was April time, around just after Easter or around Easter, and it was scorching hot. It was hot then, it was like 80 degrees, 75, 80 degrees Fahrenheit, and a little bit of humidity. Add a couple months onto that, you're talking storm weather all the time, and yeah, I mean the climate's subtropical, so you do get that. What did we get to do when we was out there? Well, at the time my sister was only quite young, she was like under 10 years old, so you can imagine where we went. Being the eldest of three, I didn't mind going to Disneyland. Disneyland was a fantastic experience. Doesn't matter what age you are, whether you're young, old, the inner child comes out, and going to Disneyland is just a wonderful experience. It really is, and definitely worth it, no matter how old you are. My sister obviously loved it, being a 6 or 7 year old girl at the time. Myself, I was a little bit older, I was in my teenage years, and it's just like, well, but equally I was only a young teenager, so it wasn't too bad, But yeah, definitely that was superb. And then obviously you've got the other parts, Daytona Beach. Daytona Beach is 7 miles of beach, and it's just absolutely glorious. You've also got many interesting shops, malls, and I know you laugh, but the scale of retail outlets in America is just, compared to England, is just like it's off the chart. Honestly, it is. Like, we don't have anything like that there. I mean, the biggest thing for me, being a British man or Englishman, if you like, I'm English first, British second, is walking into the equivalent of Asda, which is Walmart, and seeing a gun on the shelf. That just doesn't happen in the UK. You don't have access to a firearm that easily. But obviously in the American Constitution, in certain states, it's not a thing. It's just it's a normal everyday thing. But for an Englishman to go over and see that as a young man as well, very young man, to be like, and it was seriously mind-blowing. But yeah, so that was my first visit back in '98. We went back in the year 2000 and revisited again Disneyland. We also went to Universal Studios, like walking around the set of a film. That was really surreal and really great, getting a little idea of how films are made. And then also Epcot Centre and other various theme parks as well. I really like Florida, and I would suggest that any of you lot who out there who've got particularly young children, or maybe they don't have to be too young, say under 10 maybe, the magic of Disneyland is something that you just can't put into words. And I would seriously suggest, should you have the money to do it, and they do cater for all budgets, there is ways around it. If you're finding it a bit difficult and a bit expensive, it can be expensive. I remember we had to purchase tickets well in advance, and there was different things you could get, whereas you could get onto rides quicker if you paid in advance and you jump the queue, not jump the queue, sort of be prioritised. I don't know if they still do that. I can only imagine that they've had to, obviously, with tourism being hit quite hard by COVID-19. So, but definitely Florida as a destination, as a part of the US, is very good. I know it's not typical, perhaps what you call typical US, and it's probably very tourist driven, but I really enjoyed Florida. We did get down to Miami on the one occasion. We drove, which was quite a drive from what I remember from where we were in Orlando and Kissimmee. But staying out in Florida was my first experience of America, the first of a few and very good experiences, and it just got better from then on. You know, it really opened my eyes to this different part of the world which I just couldn't help but love. And I said that towards the end of the video I'd go on about how it was a bit surreal. Now you're going to laugh at this. I don't know if any of you have heard of the book Gulliver's Travels. There was a film done many years ago with Jack Black as the main character. Now the idea is that in Gulliver is a man who ends up on shipwrecked on an island, and the people on the island are called Lilliputians. They're basically little people because he's a giant. That's how I felt coming back from America. I got back home and I went in my house and I felt small, and that's really funny thing to say, but let's try and understand here. England and the UK is very small and very narrow. America is wide, vast, humongous, really, really big in every way. You know, the houses in England are, the houses in that part of the world are wide, and maybe it was just that like dimensional space thing that made me just feel like an ant. But anyway, that's my experience of Florida. I really, really hope you enjoyed listening. I know that for those of you who are still on the fence, definitely get yourself out there. I think you really enjoy going. I appreciate your time and your energy. This is my second video of the week. Thank you all very much for watching, much appreciated. This is the second of 3 videos that are going to be on this week. Put down in the comments section below. Are you sold on Florida? Is it a place that you want to visit? Do you want to have more information about my time in the 2 times that I went there? I know it's a long time ago, and I know that it's an ever-changing place, as any resort has to be. But certainly I can give you an idea of a flavour of what it was like out there. You know, do you have young children that maybe would appreciate a trip to Disneyland? And don't be put off by it, honestly. You should seriously go, even if you're an adult and you don't believe in any of that. It doesn't matter. You will enjoy it. Just seeing your children happy, running around on the rides and stuff, the smile on their faces, and just the family atmosphere at Disneyland will blow you away. Remember to hit that subscribe button down below and leave me a thumbs up and a like, please. And let's hear that bell sign go ding dong so you know when my next content's out. Until then, I want to say thank you all ever so much for listening and for being here as always. Your attention and your support on my channel is really appreciated. Thank you so much. I'll be back at the end of the week with my third and final video. But until then guys, thank you so much. Bye for now.